Hey Sag, how's it going? It's Robin here with AriesFireTarot. So welcome to my channel and thank you for joining me for November 2020 bonus tarot card reading. So for your bonus read this month, I found a spread that is called the Life Influences, and I'm going to be using the Gilded Tarot as well as the Fairy Tarot deck, to do this reading for you. So this is a pretty cool read and I hope you enjoy it, and it does, get a little bit right inside your head, so be prepared for that. And I'm being guided to tell you guys, to have like maybe a pen and paper by your side in case there's something that you need to look up after the reading. Sometimes you see really intense angel numbers, and if I'm not seeing them, you might see them for yourself. And I am seeing things like really into your past because we're going to look at karmic debt and stuff like that. So you might want to be able to research points that I talk about. But anyway, this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and of course any Sagittarius cross watchers. And general reading, hope it resonates, all that good stuff. Let's dive into your reading. And I just saw angel number 111, so that's incredibly important. So I'm going to look at emotional influences for Sagittarius. So the first thing we have here is a fire card, right? You've got the Ace of Wands. I'm seeing like your emotional framework was probably handed down to you by somebody else. And you might actually live within the confines or the constructs of how somebody else wanted you to react to things. You could have a very hard exterior, but underneath it's burning. You might not always say what you want to say, because inside you could be like, your emotions could be twisting up with whatever, sometimes jealousy, rage, anger, fear, like having nausea at a situation, but you're like, that smile. Very interesting. So it's like you're very, very in control of your emotions outwardly, but on the inside, man, if people could see that lava burning within you, they'd probably step back, Sagittarius. And I think that's sometimes a good thing where you don't show everybody your cards, but this could end up in things like affecting your health. You know what I mean? It can really, people get ulcers from holding everything in, and depending on how old you are, sometimes people just didn't have a voice, they just weren't allowed to talk because of situations, you know what I mean? Or their gender, or their skin tone, or their religious belief, and they had to really choke everything down. So there's a bit of a performance being played, but underneath, man, there's some hot bubbling lava. You know what I mean? So let's look at mental influences for you guys. Very interesting. So we do have the Hanging Man, and this like really wants you to have a change of thinking and to look at things a different way. Like I am really seeing where, you were almost instructed on like every minute of the day, sit up straight, how to carry your voice, how to pose your face, like just really intensive. And some of you could have been put into things like ballet class or some sort of instrumental activity like piano instruction, something that really wasn't gelling with you. So what I'm getting here is that you had a very probably strict taskmaster as either a parent or a guardian or like an instructor, and they were very like almost like a metronome, like things have to be done and done and done. And I just see things very rhythmic, and you got into that rhythm. But why was that happening? Like what you're being asked to go outside of yourself and kind of look at what this other person was experiencing and why they were that way, because that could actually be the key to unlocking, you know, the chains around you. You know, I see you very confined to somebody else's way of thinking, their way of life, the way of expressing themselves. And it's kind of like, and this is going to be a bit of an out there comparison, but bear with me. So the Hannibal Lecter movies, you know, Hannibal, you know, not the greatest guy, but then they go back into his childhood in one of his movies, and you can see why he is the way that he is. I have a hair in my eyelashes, which is not comfortable. You know, so you have this moment of understanding and almost like wanting to protect Hannibal, even though, again, not the nicest guy. So there was something probably very, I want to say devastating, that happened in somebody's life where it led them to be incredibly rigid and want to control everything around them, including you. Okay, so let's see spiritual influences. So you've got the Wheel of Fortune here. It's kind of like you guys might think that, well, everything's going to be okay in my next life. Everything's going to be fine. I just kind of have to get through this one. You know? Or, you know, yeah, I'm going to go to heaven after this life is over, so I'm fine. So it could be, again, just putting on a bit of a show, like almost reacting how people want you to react. Again, this is a general reading, so if it's not resonating, then, you know, sorry. But it's like you're planning for the next one, you know, instead of being able to enjoy this one. You know, you're not here to be performing penance so that you can have a good afterlife. You know, you're supposed to actually have fun in this life too, and to sort of break out of this rigidity of emotional captivity that I see coming in through family or whatever sort of instructor, and everything had to be like bang, 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 bang. And then if things got a little bit outside that line, they would freak out, and now it's kind of, you inherited that, and you might not necessarily be able to roll with the punches as much as somebody else because, you know, you're not allowed to color outside the lines. Just wanted to write that down. I told you guys this would be deep. So physical influences for you guys, we have the Emperor. So this is really interesting. So you could have somebody that is, again, a very wise counsel. You know, this is an Emperor year. You guys could be looking, and again, to build a foundation for something else. I'm getting the feeling that you guys are busy planning something that's not actually happening around you right now. And this could be like, you could have a very deep fantasy life. You know, there could be somebody that you envisage as being a better parent than the one you had, or being a better partner than the one you currently have. I'm seeing a little bit of a rescue. You're expecting other people to come in and rescue you, and you're maybe fantasizing about somebody coming in and doing that for you. But the Emperor is meant to like come in, give you a framework so that you can be yourself within it. You know, if you look at partner dancing and how the I want to say male dancer, he provides the frame for the female dancer to express herself and be beautiful and flowing. And I really see that is what is missing from your life here. So it's like you're always looking at, you know, well, once this happens, then I'll be happy, you know. And again, many of you could be planning for an afterlife already, which I find a little bit troubling, because that means that you're not really enjoying yourself currently in this lifetime. So you could have somebody available to you with this Emperor energy that will show you how you can actually enjoy yourself here and be that beautiful flowing dancer within the framework of the life that was built for you, and probably without people asking you what you wanted from it. So we're going to look at a karmic debt owed here for you guys, and this really plays into how you're, you know, how this life is panning out for you. So I have the Six of Autumn here, really cute card. I do have to turn on my auxiliary light, which is, you know, horrendous. But anyway, the good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely and repaying a debt. That makes zero sense at all for the karmic debt owed. I'm going to pull a Gilded Tarot over top of it. So we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, so I'm seeing where you were probably in a position where you were able to do a lot of good for other people, right? You have the Six of Autumn, you know, pretty affluent, doing really nice things for people, you know, doing good, unexpected money coming in, just really being responsible, smart, kind. But instead of that, you were in this position of trust, and here's the Seven of Swords kind of picking up all this stuff. Oh, well, you know, I'm going to grab all this and then bounce, you know. So maybe you didn't get busted in that previous lifetime, but this is where the confines of this life, they're so strict because you kind of, slithered away with somebody else's good fortune. And karma doesn't forget, you know. Well, you know what they say about karma. You know, so what goes around comes around. So maybe you had a great time in a past life, made off with all this money, or, you know, somebody's partner or whatever caught your eye, you know, with that Seven of Swords. You took as much as you could get and you ran for it. And, you know, maybe you lived on the beach in Mexico and like, hey, I totally got away with that. But now you're back here and you're kind of semi-prisoner, you know. So how's that for karma? So let's see karmic lesson to learn here, you guys. So I have the Four of Summer, which is really cute. And I'm sorry, I have to do this again. Being distracted and failing to see a magical opportunity, taking someone or something for granted, discontentment with life. Okay, so we already know that. We're seeing a certain level of discontentment running through this current lifetime. So you really have to get outside of that. You're not a prisoner. This is a karmic cycle for you guys to snap. I mean, you can go back and make amends, you know, just look up a meditation or, you know, how to resolve past life, blah, blah, blah. And I know lots of people do past life regressions so they can figure everything out. I don't do stuff like that, you guys. That's just not part of, you know, what I do as, but that's what you guys need to snap out of and understand, like, what's happening now isn't because you were a bad kid or, you know, whatever, you talk back too much. It's because of what happened in a previous lifetime, and karma finally honed in on, you know, your soul in this lifetime and went, okay, you know, here it is, you know. So you got to snap that somehow. So you can actually enjoy what's the rest of your life here. Past life income. Impact. So I have the Ace of Spring. Well, what does this say? It says it's time to take action. Be fearless and happily pursue your most treasured dreams. Amazing career opportunities. So once you're able to sort of, and you might have to forgive yourself, you know. That's really key. You could be feeling really bad about what you did in a past life but not remember it, because that's part of the journey when you reincarnate back down, is you forget what you did in a past life. So once you start forgiving yourself, you should notice the constrictions of your current lifetime start to expand and release you. and find other ways to deal with that kind of past life karmic intrusion, you know, so you can actually start living your life here as you were meant to. But there was a penance that, annoying, meant to be paid, and you completely got away with it. But you just have to remember, you never get away with anything because your soul is limitless. You know, very interesting reading, guys. So you just really need to detach that shadiness from whatever lifetime ago that was, so you can just really enjoy yourself right now. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there for you, Sagittarius. Take care of yourselves and be well. Take care. Bye.